Good evening, hump day, Facebook and YouTube family. We are here for Nappy Conversations. I am your host, Nappy Coach Nia Jones. Um, I am a mental health certified life coach, certified through the Global Institute of Coaches and Entrepreneurs. And welcome to my virtual sanctuary. Nappy Conversations is where every week I interview powerful people who are passionate about their purpose. And today I am too crunk. Today I am too crunk because today's show, my sister coach, my rider, my gangster coach, who has been tribing with me for the last year, is joining me for Nappy Conversations. I am just like too stoked, too stoked. Okay. Let me go ahead and bring in my sister coach, Tamasha Whittington. Hey, boo.
Hey, Nia, Nia.
Oh my goodness. I have been so excited about this live since January when you said yes. And you were like, yes, and yes again, and yes, 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 yes. Too crunk because I love, not just because I love you and you're just like truly a reflection of me. You know, like when you meet those people that are truly like you can really see yourself in those people. And for the last couple of years, we have really been tribing together, learning one another, loving on each other, holding space for each other. And we have grown so much in this past year. It's amazing how you meet somebody and you think that it's just going to be a regular schmegular somebody you know, and they become family, like
Right.
truly become family. So thank you for saying yes to be a part of Nappy Conversations. Introduced to the Nappy world, the virtual Nappy sanctuary, who you are.
Well, first, thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited. So, hello, everyone. I am Coach Tamasha, and I am your coach of truth. And what that means is I help you activate your holistic awareness, step into alignment, and become accountable so that you can manifest as your authentic self.
Mm.
As Nia said, I have been tribing with her with the Global Institute for Coaches and Entrepreneurs for over a year now. We connected before we even met in person. And ladies, you know, sometimes when we encounter other women, no matter what, it's kind of common for there to be, you know, tension or side eyes. And it's never been that with me and Nia. It's never been that with our entire coaching tribe. It has definitely been a blessing to be able to lock arms with such organic, authentic people, especially Nia. I remember when you first called me after Master Coach LaKendra had you call me so that we could get the tribe created and locked and loaded. And I remember us missing each other's call. And I remember thinking to myself, like, she better call me back. She better call me back. And when we connected, um, it's definitely just been nothing but high vibes and growth and encouragement. And as you say, fixing each other's crowns without telling anybody that is crooked. So I just appreciate you for that, for sure.
Love you so much. Um, as I said, like we started with the Global Institute of Coaches and Entrepreneurs. I say all the time, coaching really saved my life, because when I found life coaching, I was really at a low point in my life. And also coaching is what I do behind the chair, as a loctician. Like, you think that it's about hair, as I said before, but it's really about something deeper, that you're searching for, that you're growing through. Um, what what prompted you to be a life coach? Like, what was that? What was that internal voice that said, this is something that I need to do?
So it's really funny because I mean, I've always been the go-to friend, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anybody that knows me, they know Tamasha might say some crazy shit, right? It'll be real, but the way that I formulate my words sometimes can be quite random, but useful, I would say, right? Thought provoking.
Mm-hmm.
So I've just kind of always been that go to friend for advice. So in my younger years, that makes me think that, hey, I've always been kind of like that person to pour into others. And then later on throughout my corporate career, just especially doing customer service and being a customer specialist and being customer facing, I learned a lot of valuable skills when it came down to communication and talking to people and resolving issues and using my voice and using my inflections to really like calm people down or cheer people up. And so I always say, it ain't on me, it's in me. So I feel like everything that I have gone through childhood, young adulthood, has prepared me for this journey. I had always thought about life coaching. I've done consultations with life coaching, I guess, institutes or schools where, it's $10,000, $15,000 just to put your foot in the door. And I've always admired the space of coaching and counseling and things like that. But I didn't want to do the school, right? I didn't want to commit to the longevity of school. And so in 2019, when I was at my last corporate position, I had begun looking back into, life coaching. And I Googled it and I found the global coaches of the Global Institute of Coaches and Entrepreneurs. I sat on the website. I kept going back and looking, and then I finally made the call. And when I spoke to LaKendra and she broke down to me the work that is done, I was like, that's me. Like, she just was able to put everything that I've wanted to do as far as serving and helping people and being a public speaker and things like that. She basically put it all into one and was like, this is what we do. And I was like, that's what I need to do. So that was all she wrote from that point.
Yeah, like, I just love our tribe, and we're all a reflection of Master Coach. Most definitely, all a reflection of Master Coach LaKendra. But she breaks it down to such a simple science, and the mindset that we go through, the mindset perspection that we go through is truly life changing. Like, I don't know anybody, like you said, there are institutes where it takes a year, it takes 6 months, but in 2 days for your life to be truly transformed and for you to have a different perspective, not only on your life, but the lives of others, but mostly your life.
Yeah.
How you realize how you have slept on yourself for so long, and that you, because I was like, how is it that I'm 40 years old and I don't know what my damn core values are? Like, what what like, how did I go through my whole life and not determine what my core values were, to be able to even formulate the boundaries that I need to create with other people so that I can be authentically who I am, is mind blowing. Which leads me into the workshop. Can we talk about the workshop? So, for those of you who don't know, Coach Tamasha is starting a workshop called Manifesting the Authentic You. The title itself is so damn powerful. Like,
Not the tip.
because I know that it's so many jewels that you are dropping. Tell us about how you even came up with the Manifesting the Authentic You.
Yes, yes. So, of course, like you said, going back to the institute and becoming certified, this certification process is not about you just handing me a certificate and now I am certified to tell you what to do with your life. And I think a lot of people might get that misconstrued when it comes down to life coaching. Being a certified mental health life coach is first coaching your own life. As you mentioned, you get yourself together. And what that then does is it stirs up the gifts and the talents and everything that you are already equipped with to take it so that you can then cultivate your ultimate purpose. And so when I learned those things, including core values, it's so funny you mentioned that because every job has core values, right? Everybody has a set of a mission statement for their company, but to be able to identify your core values, I now realize a lot of people are not able to do so because I was not able to do so. I didn't even know what that meant. So once I understood what that meant and going through the intense boot camp, being under the leadership of Master Coach Lakendra, doing the work as far as the inner work, as well as doing research, reading more, right? Leaders are readers, right? You must read and continue to fill your cup up in order to even have any or make
Pour.
any kind of sense to pour,
Right.
right?
Right.
And so I definitely credit going through this intensive training allowed me to be able to identify who I am. And one of my core values is that I'm authentic. I'm real as hell. Can't nobody check me, about what I do, about what I say, what I've experienced, right? And so when I speak, I don't speak from a place of to be agreed with. I speak from a place of just my perspective and my experience. And if you resonate with that, amazing, right? And so going back to my core value being authenticity, it made me go back to who I was as a child, right? Being silenced, right? Not being able to say certain things and knowing certain things, or I used to do stuff like stealing candy out of my sister's purse and and things like that, and then being checked for it and still be sitting up there lying, acting like I ain't take that girl's candy. Right? Well, those type of things carry on into adulthood with a lot of people, and to the point where we subconsciously do it and without even thinking about it, white lies, or being disingenuous, or not being all the way 100 can destroy things, right? It could put you in some crazy situations, even cause some type of embarrassment, right? And so when I went through the entire training of life coaching and formulating what it is that I wanted to do and what my niche was, workshops and presenting is my jam. And of course, it was a requirement for us to come up with a workshop, right, to present. And as I was doing my brainstorming, manifesting the authentic you came up, because in order to be your real self, you have to speak it into existence. You have to do the work and you have to take action in order to be 100% real.
Yes.
And so that is how I came up with the name. And basically, it's just an introspective journey. It'll guide you through the steps of reflecting, shifting the language, the stuff that you tell yourself, right? It's about being real. And it is my hope that on this journey that I can show people how to learn different things about themselves, how to take whatever has happened in the past and any concepts of it and cultivate it so that you could be the best version of you. As cliche as it sounds, to be the best version of you. So it's all about reprogramming, being able to create boundaries, being able to say, you know what, I bit off more than I could chew. I changed my mind. Being able to say that, hey, I don't like you no more, or I don't like this no more, right? Or I don't like the way this feels.
Right.
Right? We are afraid to say hard things based on how someone else would feel when we have to get back to giving ourselves permission to make ourselves feel good.
When
And
do we lose the permission though? Like that is the crazy part. Like
mhm,
we as children, we can't wait to be grown because we feel like we know. First of all, because adults make it look so easy.
yeah,
Adults make it look like freedom.
mhm,
And freedom to a child looks like no rules, right?
mm,
But as adults, we have rules and regulations that we have to abide by. But the thing is, we don't know exactly what those rules and regulations are. And so we end up really violating ourselves
yeah,
with thinking that we can just be out here freeballing.
right,
You know, it's so,
absolutely.
like Master Coach says, like adults think they're so highly functional. We think we think we are so highly functional because your age says I'm 21. Your age says I'm 30. Your age says I'm 44. But you
Hmm.
still have to have rules and regulations
Hmm.
for the freedom, but give yourself permission at the same time to be free.
Right. Right. The development has to take place within those years. And if not, then you have arrested development. That's why we see so many adults that are in their 20s and 30s. And yes, they are that age, but the mindset,
Yes.
the experience, the growth is not there. And in some cases, it happens with people who have had tumultuous childhoods and grew up in harsh environments where they wasn't able to overcome it. And so you just bring it over into adulthood, and now you have become a prisoner of your past. You have become
Mm-hmm.
a prisoner of who you are supposed to be.
Right.
And the cage ain't even locked. You in the cage, and the cage not even locked. You can get out of there.
You just have to have the tools. You just have
Hmm.
to have the tools in order to do so. And that's
Hmm.
really what life coaching did, is it gave a different perspective for me, that I don't have to be in bondage.
Exactly.
And realizing that the only reason why I'm in bondage is because I put my damn self there.
Yep.
I told myself to go sit in the cage, and I isolated myself and thought that I was fully functioning
Right.
when I wasn't.
Right.
Truly wasn't. Um, our tribe is here. Hey, Master
Hey,
Coach and
everybody.
Aoife and LaShawn. Oh my gosh. And Coach Mariah, Coach Stacy. Oh my goodness. Hey, y'all. Hey.
Hello.
Thank y'all for showing up and supporting. Like, our tribe is
They're dope. We're dope.
thebomb.com. Like, I
We're
don't think we have I don't think there is a better tribe out there. When if you're out there and y'all are listening, my nappy minds, Coach Diamond is here too. Um, if you're out there and you're listening and you're thinking about, like, should I become a life coach? There are a million institutes that you can go through for that training. But if you want sisterhood, brotherhood, if you want a tribe of people who stand beside you and who is going to encourage you and motivate you and tell you that you can do whatever it is that you want to do, there is no other. than the
Mm-mm.
Global Institute of Coaches and Entrepreneurs.
Yeah,
Our training is really personal development.
it sure is.
It's
And
personal
we
development.
funny as hell too. We are so funny. We some funny people. We be cracking up.
But we drop jewels. We are like jewel droppers. Like,
Sprinkling.
if you have a conversation with any one of the tribe one on one,
Yeah.
you realize how beautiful their brains are,
Go ahead.
how the intellectual property is just off the chain of every coach that is certified through the Global Institute of Coaches and Entrepreneurs. Like, maybe I'm biased, call it what you want, but I just don't believe that you will ever come across a greater group of people than who
Mhm.
we are at the Institute.
No.
So let's
And when
get
we
back to
meet,
this.
it's real. When we link up, it's real.
It is real, very genuine, very genuine. So let's get back to this workshop though.
Yes, 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 yes.
Manifesting. What is manifesting to you? Like, describe it, because we also have a lot of words that are trending now, right? You have spirituality that is trending. Everybody wants to be spiritual. Nobody wants to be religious anymore. It's a trending word. Some people are really lost in the sauce when it comes to that. Narcissism is another word that's trending. Like, if somebody don't say something that you, oh my gosh, he's such a narcissist or she's such a narcissist. Gaslighting. We have all of these phrases that are trending on not just social media but in regular everyday people's vocabulary, but they
Mhm.
really don't understand what the definition of some of these words are. So
Right.
when you say manifesting the authentic you, what is that? Like, why
So
manifesting?
why manifesting? So let's just break that down. And you're absolutely right. It's such a buzzword right now. Um, Manifestation, by definition, is an event, right? It's an action. It is something that shows or embodies something, an idea, a declaration, a demonstration of some sort, right? If I demonstrate to you how to tear this paper towel, that was an event. That was a manifestation of something that occurred that I declared would happen. It's an expression, it's evidence, it's testimony, it's proof, right? It's a display. And so when we begin to talk about the concept of manifesting, it's all about focusing on what the desire is, right? It's about attracting it, saying it, and then the most important part is doing it. The do part is the most important element in manifesting that tends to be emphasized the least. And I can see it now because it is a buzzword. People think, oh, if I'm thinking about it, boom, I'm about to have it. Let me make this vision board. Let me put all of these things on it. Yep, those exact things will be mine. But see, the action is how you maintain what you do receive, and the action is how you actually retrieve what is for you. Let me tell y'all something. One of my first vision boards, I put a charger on there, right? This is when the chargers first came out. I put a charger on there. And so this was probably about 2009, 2008, 2009. Well, about 2012, I got that charger. I got the charger. Um, but I didn't keep the charger. The charger was like a 2012 charger, went to the dealership. They're like, yeah, you're pre-qualified. Here, drive it off the lot. Drove that thing. I'm mobbing through the city like, yeah, I got exactly what was on my vision board. The dealership calls me and then they go, you're not qualified for this car.
Mm.
Like, but you gave it to me, right? Nope, you're not qualified for it. The bank doesn't want you to have it. But what we do want you to have is a brand new car with 0 miles because you've been approved for a newer vehicle. not a newer Charger, but it was still, I think it was like a Dodge Avenger. So I ended up with a brand new car versus a used car. And so I say all that to say is I was able to see what I was seeking, but it was all mixed in that even that wasn't for me. Something better was for me. And that's what people need to understand about manifesting as well. You will manifest what you want, but it will be bigger and greater than what you are actually putting down that you want. And as long as you plant those seeds, the action part, you can manifest, right? The authentic part and being authentic is it got to be the real you. It has to be the real you that is doing it. You can be whoever you want to be in your profile picture, in your stories, because listen, I love me a good filter. You could be whoever you want to be on Snapchat. You could be all of those people. But at the end of the day, when you stand up, when you get up in the morning and you look at your reflection in that mirror, if that same person that you are looking at is not the same person who you are online, the manifestation process can't work because you're not being real. You must be your real self. You must. And this goes beyond hair and makeup and all of that. It's an inside job.
Yeah. Yeah, truly an inside job. Let's see. What are our viewers saying? Let's see.
What y'all
We have
talking
Coach Ariel. Hey, Coach Ariel. Kiss the baby for us.
That's my boo, y'all.
Coach Ariel says, stay true to your path. Coach LaShawn says, we become wishy-washy about what we want and we are not detailed or certain of our desires. That is so true. Sometimes you don't know what you want until you get it, and then you realize that ain't what the hell you wanted in the first place. But it also goes back to that self-check, like really being authentically clear about who you are so that you can manifest not only what you want, but what you need. And the beauty of manifesting to me is our wants and desires are not necessarily God's wants and desires for us. But everything we want wants us back. So like you said, you wanted the Charger. You was hyped and excited about the Charger, but God has something so much bigger and better for you that the Charger was only a drop in the bucket.
Yeah.
That you actually walked away with something better. It was than better. What you thought you wanted.
It was better. And, and that's just one example of my experience when it came down or when it comes down to manifesting, because it was even from that moment that I started to become more intentional about the things that I wanted. And I'm not talking about even just tangible things, my mind, right? Yes. I started to manifest removing insecurities that I had about myself, removing any thoughts or feelings of jealousy or envy, right? Because it's a lot of people that's haters that don't even realize there's haters. It's a lot of people that you jealous of somebody and you may not want to call it jealousy, but you feel some type of way when you see somebody else having something or doing something that maybe you wish that you could be doing, right? Right. So I went within and started to manifest ways and things about myself that I wanted to be, and removing feelings that I no longer wanted to feel. And it has been extremely beneficial to me. Yes. My dream was to retire, right? I was in corporate America in 2019. Like, I'm a retire. And one of my coworkers, Patty, she had been with FedEx for 30 years. I mean, 35 years, because she had started like at the time, the year that I was born in. And so she was set to retire. And I would say, Patty, I'm retiring with you. And, they would laugh. Ha, 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 ha. I'm like, I'm retiring with you. And I would go off on my lunch breaks and I would go into, we have various little private rooms, and I would write and I would journal. I would claim retirement. before the age of 40. I would claim that I would not have to depend on any type of government assistance or even depending on the tax return, right? I
Right.
was writing out entrepreneurship and retirement mantras, and I didn't know what that was going to look like. All I knew is that my paycheck needed to fund my vision. And
Period.
and, you know, and an opportunity came about when I was able to completely walk away. I was able to walk away from my job in the most unexpected way. And I ended up moving, and now I am sitting in my own office space that I've created in my home to do exactly this: talk to other people about how you can have whatever you want.
You want. Right. Master Coach says sometimes we can limit ourselves and we have to be open to massive expansion in manifestation. The
Mm,
massive expansion.
the
You know,
massive.
I can't, like, when you think about the massive expansion of your life, like, we can't even imagine what God will do.
Yeah.
Like, and that's why it's so irritating when people want to put God in a box, because God is not to be boxed into anything.
Right.
Like, if he can just speak and it is, and it goes back to when I say, how do you believe that you're a child of God but don't believe in the God within you?
Mm, that part.
When you can just, if he can speak it, you can speak it too. But the thing is that you have to put the work behind it, and that you have to, like, faith without works is dead. So if you manifesting but you're not working, it's not gonna work.
Right.
So
Ab-
it's double vision, because you have to be clear about who you are, and you got to be clear about what it is that you want.
mhm.
Let's see, we have JR Reed. Thank you for tuning in to Nappy Conversations, JR. It says, if one is not honest with self in the dark, they can't be honest with others in the light. Come through if that's not a jewel.
That's a major jewel, JR. And one of the analogies that I often use is about the darkness is that, the original way to develop pictures is in a dark room, right? When they
Mm-hmm.
take those pictures, you have to go into this dark room. I think there might be like a red light on in there, but it's dark, right? And you have to put it in the solution, and any exposure prior to the development of that picture will come out as a blur. You will not
Right.
be able to see what that picture looks like. It is in the darkness where the best pictures are developed. And I use that analogy when we think about ourselves, because we all have been, go through, and will go through dark periods, but
Right.
we surrender in the darkness. And a lot of us are afraid of it. So we end up avoiding it. And then we wonder why we keep recycling experiences that don't serve us. When you get into that dark place, acknowledging what you're feeling, allowing yourself to release it, allowing yourself to surrender, allowing yourself to develop, right? Because you're
Right.
developing,
Right.
and then come out into that light after the development, and seeing how beautiful that picture is, because you did the work to surrender to it. You were honest enough with yourself to face the darkness, right? That is the only way that you could be 100.
Yeah. Because it's light in the dark.
Yeah.
Like, that's how the
Mhm.
light is formed from the darkness. Like, and
Mhm.
it's the shadow work.
Mhm.
We have to do the shadow work. And when people say, like, oh, I'm in the healing process, right? And but they making it look like it's all rainbows and unicorns, but nobody tells you truly, like, if we're honest about healing and going through the dark places, because the dark is where we manifest. Like you said, it's in the darkness that the pictures are developed. It's mind blowing.
Mhm.
It's hard, it's ugly, it's like the snot cry, the
Oh yeah.
like
For sure.
When you was little and you got your ass whooped, and the residual of that whooping, when you was like,
Yeah.
that,
Trying to catch your breath.
yes,
Yeah,
yes, and we are always in the dark. But in the dark, that's when we have to manifest who we want to be authentically.
for sure. For sure.
And it's not easy. It
Mm-mm.
doesn't look pretty. Sometimes it's isolation.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's the hard conversations that we need to have with people. It's
Mm-hmm.
the apologies that we have to make, not just to others outside of ourselves, but to ourselves too.
Yeah.
The apologies that we have to make, not
Mm.
only to other people, but to ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's hard. Healing
Yeah.
is not hard. I wish people would stop making it seem like, oh, I'm healing.
Right.
No, it's not like running through the grass field of lavender.
Right.
It could take you out if you're not
Yeah.
careful.
If
You
you're not
know.
careful. Yeah. Absolutely.
Let's see. LaShawn says we limit our manifestations because of what we believe we deserve. And we
Mm.
don't stretch this universe of abundance which extends beyond the physical natural, right? Because
That's
we
good.
can't visualize it. We can't visualize. We only have the tip of the iceberg for the abundance. Like you said, I wanted a charger and I was fine with my 2012,
Right.
and they said no, this is not what you qualify for. You're actually qualified for something bigger and better
Yes.
than
Yeah.
what you thought you wanted.
And what you thought you wanted. Right. I
But
was
that's
about
how
to say,
God works.
that's not how it works. That's not how it works. You know what I'm saying? And and that was years ago. And it's experiences like that I have to go back to so that I can teach and use these as examples because it was happening. I
Yeah.
wasn't even in awareness of really what I was doing totally.
Mhm.
It was those experiences that have led me to this point to be able to share.
Ariel says we also have to remember that what we want is not what we were destined to do, but manifesting the want leads to opening of other doors that will lead to our authentic self.
Yes, that's so
Hmm.
good. That's so
That
good.
is good.
That's so
That is
good.
good. See, got a coach trap full of jewel droppers.
Definitely.
Full of jewel droppers. So, when does the workshop start?
Yes. Oh, okay. We are 7 days away, y'all. We are 7 days away. This is the biggest workshop so far. Um, February 24th, which is next Thursday. February 24th, next Thursday is when the workshop starts. It is 6 weeks. So I need you one day a week on a Thursday for 6 weeks until March 31st. And we are going to dive in and break down each section and each process of being your authentic self, backed by scientific research, a few downloads from Spirit, God. So I am coming to you to be used as a vessel to deliver a lot of this information. And so February 24th to March 31st, 6 weeks, every Thursday, manifesting the authentic you. You can visit truthofjuly.com. It is 50% off right now. It will remain 50% off. I would love to have you guys there. You will receive a free downloadable workbook. You will receive some goodies in the mail, one of which is my line of oil of oregano, which is my immune boosting and respiratory support. This oil of oregano, so oil of oregano is the truth, y'all. So if you
It
are
is.
suffering from any type of upper respiratory congestion, even if you got a little toe fungus, you can use this oil of oregano, which my proprietary blend has clear quartz crystals in the bottle. You can probably hear it. The clear quartz crystals is the master healer of stones and crystals. And it also is immune boosting. And so I have them inside of the bottles of oil of oregano, which will keep you safe and nice and healthy in these times we living in. So you can also get that on the website, truthofjuly.com, if you just want to purchase a bottle. Otherwise, if you join the workshop, you will receive a free sample of that mailed directly to you, along with some other goodies. So February 24th, truthofjuly.com. Y'all go sign up.
So it's not too late. Everybody
No,
that's tuning in,
it's not too late.
If you feel like you are in need of some direction and you just need to tap in to really discover who you are at the core of who you are, please sign up for the workshop.
Please do.
6 weeks. 6 weeks for a life change is nothing. Like, you could do 6 weeks standing on your head, doing a Megan Thee Stallion twerk. I mean,
right.
You know, and just show up in excellence so that you can get this work, because we all need it.
Yes.
We all need it. We are all in that process of really trying to define who we are as people in this world. I think 2020 pulled a lot of people off of their block.
For sure.
Yeah. Like, now you really got to keep your head on a swivel, because so many people are drowning in depression and anxiety, not knowing what's going to come next, and how they should move in the present. How was 2020 life changing for you?
2020 really changed my life, because that was at a point for the first time in my adult life where everything felt unknown, right? It felt super unknown. Everybody was seeing and feeling the exact same thing at the exact same time. And there was not race, culture, nothing.
No one was exempt. No one was
separated that at all. At all, right? And I remember thinking like, oh, wow, because I ended up moving from Dallas I'm in Cincinnati, Ohio, and I moved that 2019. So I was only here a good 3-4 months, made 6 months max, when everything just kind of shut down and hit. And it was from that point later on that year when I reconnected with Master Coach LaKendra, and she was basically like, you need to get your ass here because you are needed. When I realized that when it comes down to mental health, because our mental health is our health, when it came down to thoughts and visions and things like that, there were people just like me who was going to need the tools and strategies that I had to help make them to help them make it through. And so it was in 2020 when I did my toughest inner work, going with it, going for real, doing the shadow work, the ugly face cries. Like, I just want to help people and pour out my heart to them and love on people. And, I was met with a lot of adversities, as we all were. But look, we're now 2 years later, and now I'm thinking back on a moment that I didn't even see myself getting out of, or thinking back on moments that I didn't even know what it would look like right now. And I have just been proven over and over and over again that we are purposeful. We are here to complete an assignment in whatever career field you are in, right? Because this isn't just about entrepreneurship. You could be the best version of yourself at your job for promotions, the best version of yourself as a mom, as a dad, right? I had to unlearn some shit that I was taught and that had been embedded in me from my childhood with family members. That shit is hard. It
It
is a
is.
challenge.
It is. To say that I don't believe that anymore. Like,
Beliefs change.
yeah, I know you've known me all my life, but I'm not that person who you thought I was before then. Like, that's
Right.
not who I am anymore, you
Right.
know? And being able to say it out loud with confidence,
Mm-hmm.
to say it out loud with confidence. Like, I don't believe that anymore.
Right.
That's not how I'm going to choose to parent. That's not how I'm going to choose to show up in the world.
Yeah.
That's not, it's not who I am anymore. And it's okay.
Mm-hmm. It's
It's
okay.
okay to change. It's okay to evolve.
It really is. It's so much better, right?
Yes.
It would be a pity if I stayed the same. That's what Solange say. She said, they say I change, but a pity if I stay the same. Change is inevitable. It is necessary. Uncertainty definitely comes with it, but challenge accepted. Challenge accepted,
Challenge. Right.
you
Challenge. Oh,
know? Oh, yeah.
yes. Most definitely. I am so excited for this workshop. I know it's going to be great. I know that you are going to change so many lives. Um, what is your deepest passion?
Nia.
I know they don't know, but some of them I know. I'm just saying.
um, my deepest passion, what I am most passionate about is helping people to tap into their hearts. I am extremely passionate about tapping into my heart and then showing others how to do the same. One of my core values is servitude. I love to serve. I love to use my voice, right? If there was one thing that I toot my horn about, it is about me using my voice and what I say and my delivery. I'm 100%, okay, 99.97% confident, confident in what I say, in provoking thought, and to help people like really find their light within. That's what I'm passionate about. That's what makes me feel good. It makes me feel good if what I'm saying makes you feel good.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful because serving makes you a great leader. When you have a heart of service, it makes you a great leader. And in serving and being a vessel and using your voice, because that's really what we all are, is just
Yeah.
vessels. You know, we are all the extension of Jesus. That's what his life was for,
Mhm.
is to spread the gospel. And, I say all the time, like, Jesus is my brother. That's my homeboy. You know what I mean? Like, we all really just have the same mission, is to bring light and to be a vessel of God and to let our God body reflect the light of what God is
Mhm.
and be of service.
Mhm. Absolutely. 100%. I have tapped into my godlike energy. I have tapped into serving my highest self. And the good books say we were made in his image, right?
Right,
We were made
right.
in his image. So while a lot of my beliefs have changed
Hmm.
in regards to religion, which is a whole nother conversation, the one thing that I know to be true that feels good, because that serenity prayer is real when you seek to have the wisdom to know the difference and the clarity and the discernment, you will get it. And it doesn't matter what that looks like to anybody else, right? And so it behooves me to use my discernment and to use that clarity to be able to deliver to other people, no matter what their belief system is. Because at the end of the day, that's you. Whether you believe in Buddha, Krishna, Jesus, the universe, astrology, whatever, the common goal is peace, truth, and tapping into your heartbeat. It's
Love.
and it's love. That's
Love.
it.
That's it.
That's it. I am love. I'm not
Yes.
afraid of love. I am love. I give love. I love love. And that is the heart of it all at the end of the day. That's the
Yeah,
only
I
way
think
that you can be authentic is through love.
true. True. But I think we have to know, and it brings it back to authentic the manifesting the authentic you, is that you have to learn how to love yourself
Hmm.
first.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
we say I love you so freely, like, oh, I just love you, I just love you. And it's probably within the last 3 years that when I hear that, I have to consider the source.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, you love me, that's great, but do you love yourself? Because if
Mm-hmm.
you don't love yourself, then really the love you have for me is so minute. It's so minute that it doesn't really mean much,
Right.
because you have to love you first. When you love you to the highest extent that you possibly can, that means your cup is full, and now the love just overflows.
Mm-hmm.
And if
Yeah.
I'm underneath that overflowing cup to catch that residual love, that's the love that I want.
That's the love. That's the
But
love. And that's what I talk about in the workshop. We break down the three components that make up your self-concept, right? So there's your self-image, there's your self-esteem, there's your image of self, right? And so the process of loving yourself is loving the bullshit that made you who you are. You don't have to love what happened to you, but you have to love who you are because of it,
mm,
even when it stinks, right? That's how you develop unconditional love for self, because a lot of people are loving themselves even just with conditions. Oh, I regret doing that. I hate that I did that. I hate that that happened to me, right?
right.
But that's just the ego trying to protect you, but that's where the root of all the issues are, and you have to go back through in the darkness, right? Release it, surrender it, and then say, you know what? I love who I am because of it. Our stories are never for us, they're for the people who need to hear them, that will change their lives as well.
Hmm. Yes, every test. Every
Every single.
test is building the testimony. Every testimony builds the character.
Mm-hmm.
Every every build of the character builds the legacy,
Yeah.
because we're only here for a short amount of time. But when it's time, when your time has come and you transition into the next lifetime, or whatever you believe, what will people say?
Right.
What will people truly say about you? That's one thing that sticks in my mind sometimes, is when people pass away and you go back and look at old Facebook posts. It's
Mm-hmm.
like, because we don't take some of us don't take social media really seriously, but it's an imprint of the legacy that you are leaving behind. So
Yeah.
when you have left this world and somebody is scrolling through your Facebook, because it is what you have left behind, it's the story of your legacy, whether you post a lot or not. What is it going to say about you?
Right.
What will people remember? Like, oh, I remember that post. It was really inspiring. She said that, and that really sticks to me. Like, I really become intentional about it when I
Mm-hmm.
post. Like,
Yeah.
I want people to be able to go back and either have a laugh or
Yeah.
be inspired by what
Yep.
I leave behind.
For sure. For sure. Absolutely. And when I get to the accountability part, in the workshop, which is about week 4 or 5, when we begin to talk about accountability, because a lot of people have it misconstrued that accountability means that you're taking the blame for something that has happened, when in fact, accountability is just owning the part that you played, good or bad, right? Because people think, oh, you need to take accountability, then it equates to a negative situation. But taking accountability is you being able to light up the room. Taking accountability is you being able to accept that promotion that you were given, because, yeah, you know your shit. And so when we talk about accountability, we talk about getting your voice in unison with your heart, so that the things that you say, you for real mean it. You might eat some crow here and there, right? But you
Right.
really continue to walk in your light and be accountable for that. Own it. You have to own
Yes.
it.
Yes.
Sure.
That's beautiful. This hour went by so fast.
I know.
Like, oh my gosh, I just love talking to you because you are definitely one of those people that I call on the phone and it'd be supposed to be like a a 5 minute. I just got one question, and then we end up on the phone for like 3 hours.
You
Just talking about so much. Thank you for joining me for this hour of powerful, not nappy conversation. I
do.
just love you.
I love you more, and I appreciate you for having me, and thank you for giving me an opportunity to come and share about the workshop February 24th to March 31st, Manifesting the Authentic You, truthofjuly.com. And just thank you for being you. Nia is our lead core coach at the Global Institute of Life Coaches and Entrepreneurs. And I call her the gangster coach. She called me the gangster coach, but she's the true gangster coach. Like, for real, Nia is. And the way that she is able to deliver her love with a little bit of sting, with a little bit of a scorpion sting, is just so necessary, and it's refreshing. And I absolutely love your whole soul. And I'm super proud of you, of everything that you're doing with the Nappy Sanctuary and Wellness Center and your growth. Y'all, I'm trying to figure out how I can get to Dallas so Nia can do my hair, because when I tell you she is the bomb loctician, let me give you your flowers now, sis. You are the reason why I even finally took the step to lock my hair, and be confident enough in doing so. So I appreciate you for that. Your imprint is not unnoticed at all, around these internet streets and amongst our tribe.
Thank you so much. Before we close out, let me see if anybody has said anything else. Let's see. JR, habit stacking is when you put new habits on top of your old habits. LaShawn
Yeah.
said, and that's what happens after that dark night of the soul experience.
Yes.
Perspectives change. She said, you've inspired me, ladies. Thank you,
Oh,
LaShawn.
thank
I
you.
cannot wait until you join me for Nappy Conversations, because that is going to be another episode that I am so excited about. Me and LaShawn go back to middle school,
Nice.
probably elementary. Like, that's my sister for real. We've been friends for a long time. She said it's that Amarillo vibe. 806 in the hills, 806. Shout out to all my Amarillo friends and family. This has been a phenomenal episode. Again, thank you. For those out there, please like, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Nappy Conversations. And if you have some input on how I could make these conversations even better, please let me know. I'm open to all constructive criticism. Um, Most definitely. This has been a phenomenal conversation. And again, I thank you, thank you, thank you. Those out there who are interested in the Manifesting the Authentic You workshop, please feel free to tap into Coach Tamasha's inbox. Go to truthofjuly.com, sign up for the workshop. Ariel put the link to the workshop off in the feed. Um, Please, if you are stuck and you just feel like, I don't know who I am anymore, I don't know what it is that I need to become, and I really feel like I need a change, sign up. It's 50% off. Like, sign up. Because we all need to be in a mindset of just becoming better people,
For sure.
better human beings, if for nobody else but for ourselves. But when you become better for you, you become better for the environment. You become better for the community. You become better for all of those people who you want to touch. Sometimes we're just out of balance. 2020 knocked us all on our ass. But that was when we went into the dark so we could develop. Now we're in 2022. Create the vision. Write it down, make it plain, take the workshop so that you can have some clarity on who it is that you need to become to be better for the community, to be better for your families, to be better for yourself.
Yeah.
You owe it to yourself.
You do.
You owe it to yourself to become better. Everything you want wants you back.
Yes.
You are, I'm gonna take Aoife's because I can't take credit for it, but I love when Coach Aoife says you are what God is.
That's right.
You
That's
are what God is. That is such a powerful statement. So if you are what God is, go to truthofjuly.com and help Coach Tamasha help you define the type of God you are.
I got you.
She got you. We could drop jewels all night.
All night.
So I'm going to go. Thank you all for tapping in. Again, thank you all. Like, share, subscribe. If there was something that was said in this podcast that changed your life or gave you a different perspective, please share this out because if it helped you, it's going to help somebody else. And if you are interested in becoming a life coach, please reach out to the Global Institute of Coaches and Entrepreneurs.org. We have classes that are going on. Please sign up to become a coach. If you are coaching other people, if you are dropping jewels, if you already know who you are and you understand the God that you are, please become a life coach because it's other people out here who don't know and they just need help. And not only that, but we all need a tribe. So come join our tribe. I think we are like some of the dopest people around. Like, we are jewel droppers. We carry heavy crowns because the jewels that we carry in the crowns are life changing. Thank you again. And y'all have a wonderful hump day.
Bye, y'all.